2013, I co-founded a company called Qualia Networks. I co-founded the company with a couple of local guys you guys might know. Ed Carney, he used to be at Cisco, now he's at Extreme Networks. Billy Moon, he and his son compete in BattleBots. I think he's the reigning champion, 2012. He's also one of the all-time patent holders at Cisco. We've got an NC State grad, we've got an automotive connected car venture capitalist in Palo Alto that actually lives in North Carolina, of all things. And we started our company based on the premise that we were going to build a product for the Arduino, specifically the Arduino community within the maker movement, because the Arduino community is obviously the most creative, in our opinion. And so what we wanted to do was build a mesh product that you can reprogram over the air. I don't think that's completely a new idea, over the air firmware. And also one that you can essentially start running analytics on at the edge. So you can park your applications at the edge. We've got a little SD microphase, excuse me. I'll just pass these around if you guys want to check them out. We've got dual antenna on these little bad boys. It runs the Atmel RF2, the Atmel 256 RF2 microcontroller. It's got a 6-axis accelerometer on it. And it's also got a temperature sensor. So the communications protocol that it runs on it is the low power IPv6, 6LoWPAN. So essentially what we wanted to do with this was, one, make it super easy for you to build projects that are connected to the internet. And then also we included the new IETF protocol called CoAP, Constrained Application Protocol. So it's essentially, it's the web, but for resource-constrained devices. So now you can use the HTTP functionality, the get, put, post, delete, except now it's on tiny little devices. So now you can start writing REST APIs, REST apps on top of little mesh sensor networks. So I just want to come in and just tell you guys about my project. I'm not trying to sell it to you or anything like that, but we're going to be launching our Kickstarter next month. And what I was really actually hoping to do was just send out the link to the video and to our project page before we launch it, just to get you guys feedback. So if any of you guys have any questions, be stoked to answer them. Try to anyway. Yes?
Yeah, how do you think it compares to the ESP2886 with the Lua Python?
It's a great question. I have no idea.
I haven't used it.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I've got some of those ESP boards.
I was going to have one of my co-founders come with me tonight. I'm kind of an Arduino newbie, so it's kind of hard explaining the project too. Pete?
Is it actually an ARM?
It's Arduino compatible. It's all open source.
But it's probably got an ARM chip on it?
No, it's 8-bit. It's just that, yeah.
It's a big Atmega?
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, we wanted to squeeze as much magic as we could get into that little bad boy. It sleeps a lot, so fantastic. Yes, Shane, what's up, man?
Great seeing you, Michael. Then, what sort of price point are you working for?
So we got our manufacturer down to about $40 a board, so we're going to be selling it on Kickstarter for about 60. We were trying to get it down to 40, just because that would be a kick-ass price, but
That looks like a lot of hardware for some.
yeah.
So it's not a Arduino Shield?
It is a Shield.
It is a Shield.
It is
so
a Shield.
You pair it with an Arduino?
Yeah, the one that we like is the Yun, just because it gives you the Wi-Fi connectivity, and then you can extend your Arduino projects and let the other nodes in the network run the low power communications. Yes.
What's the range on it?
I think it's 300 feet is what we tested it at.
Okay.
Outdoors.
Oh.
So is the primary goal to make a border router out of it, and then that way you pair it with the Yun?
Pretty much. Yep.
And is the Arduino, I guess I still program the Arduino with the Arduino IDE in normal sense, and then you guys
Right.
have a library that I use to interact with that.
Right. Yep. So we just wanted to make it very familiar to the Arduino IDE that's already available, except now just extended into low power mesh. Yes.
What's your average current draw?
Good question. Can I get back to you on that one? Not really.
It does have an antenna connector.
The UFL or whatever they call it.
Yes.
So, cool.
Thank
By the
you.
way. Like that.
Appreciate that.
'Cause I've been playing with this wireless stuff. Wireless is hard. You're trying with directional antennas? I noticed in your product photos you seem to have an omnidirectional antenna. Can you get better than 300 feet if you could point in one
Can I
direction?
get back to you on that one?
Yeah, sure.
He knows the guy that can
2.4
answer.
gigahertz ISM band, right?
Correct.
It's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yes.
2.4.
Okay.
I have a 22 dBi dish.
Yeah.
Play with that.
Or a Pringle
More questions? Thank you.
Yeah.
How's it compare to the Spark Core and the Photon?
Questions?
Spark,
Well, those
Spark
being
cores
Wi-Fi.
are great, but photons don't exist yet.
Oh, what's your question? That's-
Mine's still on
that's
its
fine.
way.
Yeah, mine are still on order, back
Yeah.
order.
I don't know about on
Can I,
its way.
can I have your name just so I can
Sure,
answer those questions for you?
Glenn Smith.
Glenn Smith, thank you. In the back, in the blue.
Chip.
Chip?
Yeah, Chip McClellan, yeah, thank you.
Oh, I think, were you the one that's working on the open data projects? No?
No, but.
Kind of like the, like sensor journalism type of stuff?
He's using.
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, we had that conversation.
Yes, we almost,
Almost. I just got done with a project with MIT's Media Lab on
so
using
maybe
sensors
this
for
time we can
journalism.
actually, talk, that'd be good.
Cool.
I'd like to hear more what you do.
Perfect, man. Yes?
What's the experience been like working with the EMC, the whole qualifications to sell
Contract
wireless
manufacturer and
devices?
whatnot?
No, with the FCC basically.
So we opened an office at the Wireless Research Center of North Carolina. John actually just came and visited us. So we've got access to all the pre-FCC licensing. So it's been very good for our engineering team just because just because we're like right down the hall from one of the most badass testing facilities you could possibly ever lay your fingers on, your eyes on, or whatever.
It's cool.
It is. They've got a huge walk-in chamber that's completely 3D. Have you ever been up there?
No, but I used to work in that space.
Do you want to come up and
I'd love to, yeah.
come out for a visit and tour? Because they're always happy to give anyone a tour. That's anyone that's interested in embedded stuff. So anyone that wants to come up to the office, more than happy to have you. It's kind of lonely out there. What's that?
What's the name of the?
It's the Wireless Research Center of North Carolina.
Okay.
Where is it at?
It's up in Wake Forest off of Heritage Trade Drive.
It's off Rogers,
There you go.
and then take a left behind Shuckers.
There you go. You guys knows the stuff.
It's a hike from Chariot.
It's a hike. It's a hike from Raleigh too, which is fun. So, any other questions?
Sure. Got a couple questions.
Sir.
What do you got for a networking stack?
So we use the Kentucky operating system. Are you familiar with that?
Yep.
Nice. So it gives us internet connectivity. It gives us CoAP. It gives us RPL, LLN. I can name all the acronyms. I can't necessarily explain them to you, but
So you know what the footprint is?
memory footprint, power footprint.
Memory footprint?
So you can, if you put an SD card in there, you can have up to 64 gigabytes. So there's a lot. You can
It's
put a
a
lot of
shield,
information.
right? It's a shield, so, I mean, I guess the question is, how much memory in your Arduino do you have to use to talk to this thing?
Good question. I'll get back to you on that one.
And low power, can you put it in low power mode or power down portions of the stuff so that?
So when there's no event, it's always sleeping. So it's, I don't know
Can
if
you
that
power
answers.
down sections of the, can you power down sections of the?
Great
Power down the
question.
radio or something.
Right back to you on that one. I don't know, but I'll send an answer to you.
There's not a lot in this space, is there? Because I want to say a couple nights ago I went looking for a 6-low-pan router or
Did you really?
radio.
Nice.
Because I was curious about that. Because it's easy to set up Wi-Fi. There's plenty of like Spark Core, Spark Photon. There's plenty in the Bluetooth space. That place
Right.
has exploded.
Right.
Like Blue Bean is a great little development board for Bluetooth, and
There's
not much
there's,
6-low-pan.
Yeah, so there's an Italian company that just popped up. I think it's called Apos, A-P-O-S. They just put out a board that's compatible with Arduino. There's another company, Pinocchio. I don't know that they've added 6-low-pan support yet. They've been wanting to. And then you have, there's other development boards that are on the market. They're just not tailored to the Arduino community. They haven't open sourced everything. I don't know why. It's pretty much commoditized anyway. You might as well just open it and see what people do with it. That's all we're doing. It's just we want to see what people do with it.
one thing feedback I'd give you is if it's $60 for the Shield, and then you got to put that on top of the $35 Arduino,
Right.
the unit is $70, I think.
Right. It gets pricey.
Right, versus a Spark Core, which at the Spark Photon's dropping down to $19 as an example, or like Blue Bean is $30.
Right. So As manufacturing, as the volume ramps up, obviously the cost comes down. But the first production run, it's hard to get that down to less than $50.
Are you gonna try to do 1,000 units or how many?
I think it's 5,000 units.
5,000?
Yeah. Sorry I haven't answered all of your questions, but thank you. May I ask your name? I'm sorry. Yeah.
My name's Alex.
Alex, thank you.
You're welcome.
Short enough, Pete?
Oh, that was.
Thank you.
100 decibel signal to noise ratio at least.
Brilliant. I got a lot of money.
Chip, are you ready?
Sure. Yeah, I could,